Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I have my coffee, and it looks like Tucker might join me. Here he comes. Hi, Tucker. And I am going to, you want to read some meditations? You do? What should we read today? I brought 4 books with me today, Tucker. When you are at home all day long by yourself, your dogs become your best friends. I mean, they already are. They're my babies. Well, I brought 3 books with me because I don't want to read the Don't Sweat the Small Stuff today. So, pick a book. He says, read all 3. Read all 3. Okay, let's start with a daily book of positive quotations on, I don't know that we're going to get to all 3 today, buddy. Do you care? He's so sweet, isn't he? Okay, let's get to June 11th in here. Let's see. June 11th, hitting the target. I never hit a shot, not even in practice, without having a very sharp, in-focus picture of it in my head. Jack Nicklaus. He was a golfer. Imagine preparing to hit a golf ball with no idea of where we want it to go or how hard we need to hit it. Even the best golfers would fail miserably with such a handicap. In fact, the best golfers prepare to hit a golf ball by doing just the opposite, making the shot in their mind first. They see their shot and feel it in their bodies before they ever even hit the ball. Having the image in their head allows their body to do what is needed to make the real change, or to make the image real. I will visualize myself succeeding at one of my goals. How does it feel in every part of my body? What do I see as I work towards success? Holding this image in my mind will help me achieve my goal. I love this meditation so much, you know? And it kind of reminds me of this. Did you guys ever watch Roseanne back in the day? There was this one episode of Roseanne back in the day where Jackie wants to start, her sister Jackie, wants to start selling these things that she sees at the mall. And this guy's selling it. And it's like, if you dream it, if you believe it, you can achieve it, or something like that. But I am a believer in that, you know? It's the whole kind of idea of The Secret and, you know, the law of positive attraction, the law of attraction, things like that, that you have to imagine yourself having these things. You know, it's kind of like paying gratitude forward, so to speak, you know? That I am such a believer that you cannot, you know, be plentiful in the things that you want if you are not grateful for the things that you have. And so I do believe in the law of attraction to some degree. I don't believe it works like I want $1 million and $1 million comes to you. I don't believe that it works that way at all. But I do believe that you have to visualize yourself being prepared and being ready to receive gifts in your life. I really do believe that, you know. I believe some of the most successful people are successful not just because they're very smart. Yes, there's people that are successful because of that. You know, they worked very hard to get where they're at, or because of chance, because they just, you know, happen to be at the right place at the right time. And you know what I mean? I think there are a lot of people that really, I don't know if it's a sense of confidence or if they just really see themselves being very, 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 very successful. You know what I'm saying? So I think they see themselves like, I'm going to go in and I'm going to get this role. You know, years ago, I read this article because I was somebody that would go into tests with like horrible test anxiety. I would go into, you know, exams or tests and I would think, I'm going to fail this, I'm going to flunk this or whatever. And I remember talking to somebody about that. I don't know if it was like a counselor or a teacher or something, a professor, and they gave me this article or showed me this article. It was probably a printed out article, not off the internet, because we didn't have the internet back then. And it said something to the effect of like, students that go into tests believing that they're going to do like negatively on the test or that they're not going to do well, do much worse than students that go into a test. And there was like all these variables too, of like students that didn't study but really believed that they were going to get an A, and students that studied and, you know, like but it showed that students that go into tests thinking they're not going to do very well, don't do very well on the tests, right? Like it affects their test scores. So if you look at that as comparing it to life, life is very similar to that, right? That if we don't believe it, if we don't believe that we're deserving of having a great life, you know? And the thing is I think it gets down to where we think we're like, well, then it comes across as cocky, or then it comes across as entitlement. Well, you don't have to tell anybody how you feel in your head. You know, you don't have to go out in the world and go, well, I deserve to drive a Porsche and have $10 million and a house, you know, here. You know what I mean? Like, you can just believe it in your head. But the thing is that I think so many of us are counterproductive because we believe we aren't deserving of those things. And I'm right now just talking about superficial financial things, right? Like, but really what about peace of mind, or, you know, waking up every day and, you know, being happy, or things like that. I mean, there's many people out there that don't deserve that they don't believe that they deserve to be happy, you know? It's as simple as that. And it's about changing that tape in your head and believing in something different, and believing that, you know, life is very, very short. You know, you can decide today. I mean, this is a decision that you can make today. It literally, you can make it that quick. Do I want to live a life of misery, and going forward believing that I don't deserve anything and continuing to, you know, punish myself because, well, I don't deserve this and I don't deserve that, so I'm just going to sit here and, you know, let everybody else have the best lives ever? Or am I going to take over my life and say, I deserve to have the most fantastic life. I deserve to have a great life, you know? I think that's our birthright to some degree. And, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are, you know, enjoying it. It's like in the movie Anti-Mame. I love that movie so much. And at the end of that movie, you know, there's a line, and she's walking with her great nephew up the stairs at the very end of the movie, and she says, life is a smorgasbord, and some poor suckers are starving to death. That's your decision sometimes, you know? I mean, I know there are many of us that go through great tragedies in our lives, but I have met people that have probably gone through the most unimaginable tragedies and adversities in their life, and they have taken it and they have turned it, maybe not in that moment, you know, maybe not in that year, maybe not in that, you know, span of 10 years, but they've allowed themselves at some point to grow and to change and to take those wounds and turn them into wisdom and say, I deserve to have an amazing life. You all deserve that out there. You all deserve to have an amazing life. All right, let's go into, that was a good meditation. I like that. Do you like that, Tucker? He said it was okay. All right, let's go into The Journey to the Heart Daily Meditations on the Path to Freeing Your Soul by Melody Beatty. Here we are on June 11th. Where are we at? June 11th. Be honest with yourself. What are you feeling? June 11th, be honest with yourself. What are you feeling deep down inside? Under the anger, under the rage, under the numb, I don't care, it doesn't matter. Are you really feeling scared, hurt, abandoned? Go more deeply into yourself and your emotions than you have ever gone before. Be more honest with yourself than you have ever been before. The way to joy, the way to the heart is tender, soft, gentle, and honest. The way to the heart is to be vulnerable. You don't have to be so brave. You don't have to be so strong. You don't always have to walk away with your head held high saying, I can handle this. I've been through worse before. I can handle this. I've been through worse before. Become angry if you must. Feel your rage if it's there. Go numb once in a while if you must. Then take a chance and go a little deeper. Go way deep down inside. See what's there. Take a look. Risk being vulnerable. Love yourself and all your emotions. Be as honest with yourself. Love yourself and all your emotions. Be as honest with yourself as you can be. Say how you really feel. I think it's such an important meditation, and I have a story that goes along with it, you know. There were 4 years that I didn't go to 12-step meetings, but for the grace of God, I didn't use. I don't know why that is, but I never picked up during those 4 years. But I do believe that I had no emotional sobriety, no spiritual foundation, and I was a dry drunk, I believe, during those 4 years. But when I came back in to going to meetings again, it was like I was kind of like I was a newcomer, you know. And at first, I was like, I had this fire, you know, like ignited in me. But what I knew inside was that I had never really like kind of grieved my mother's death. And I was so angry at God and just the world and just why me kind of attitude, you know. Which, you know, in recovery we say, pour me another drink, you know. And it was like, but I was stuck in self-pity. And I can remember going to this one meeting every day. It was a noon meeting. And this woman would ask me every single day. She would say, you know, like, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm fine. And then I heard this lead, and it was this woman, and she was saying that, you know, a lead is when somebody tells their story. And so you can listen to them online. There's a lot of great resources for free leads online and things like that. And on YouTube, you can even put that in, you know, 12-step stories and things like that. And so I was listening to this lead, and this woman was talking about how the similar thing had happened, and she was dying inside. And one day, this woman asked her, how are you doing? And she said, I'm not doing very well. And I so related to this story. And the next time that woman asked me, I said, I'm not doing very well. And, you know, it started the change for me. It started me being able to just be really honest with my emotions, with myself, of how I felt inside, you know? I think so many of us walk through life just not being able to even, like, be honest with ourselves about how we feel. I remember my mom, this was years before she got sober, I think. I was probably 18 or 19 at the time. I don't know, maybe it was when I got sober, I have no idea. But she was talking about how she was so sick and tired of going, like, to the grocery store when people would say, how are you doing? She'd say, I'm good, how are you? She said, from now on, I'm gonna be like, I'm depressed, and I'm angry, and I'm mad, and my car doesn't work, and it's hot outside. You know what I mean? Like, she's just like, I go, okay, Mom, let me know how that works for you, you know? But, you know, I think sometimes we don't really want to look our feelings or emotions in the face and be like, yeah, like, I'm not okay. And we need to tell people when that's going on, you know? So, anyway, those were great meditations. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I hope you guys, oh, Tucker. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.